My name is Priya Joda. So today I will share with you a few lessons that I have learned and that we could all learn from nature or from plants, from trees, from animals. And I truly believe that nature isn't a place to visit, it's truly our home. And more with our busy lifestyle, we're being disconnected from nature and we're missing out on all the important lessons that nature has to offer us. If you struggle with having patience or with accepting things as they are or with a particular lesson, just look to nature as your teacher. Just observe. When you look up, you just observe how the stars do it. How does the birds do it? And you will find an answer to how you should handle any issue that you're facing in your life right now. I've had many deeply connected moments with nature, with animals, and where time just stands still and I felt one with a higher energy. And yet I never thought to look to nature for answers until few years back when things were happening. And as I began to become more present with nature, I've learned some of the humbling lessons and answers by tuning into nature, by tuning into animals, by tuning into plants. When I see my dog or any animals, I see how they teach us more about love than any person, than anything. There's true nature of unconditional love without any expectations. There's true nature of forgiveness. It's like there is no grudge. And the true nature of forgiveness is forgetting and just letting go of all past grudges. We learn unreserved affection by giving our full attention. So understanding love is a feeling and it doesn't require words. Love is felt in the heart by making eye contact, by making eye connection. When you're looking at this beautiful dog, being in maybe someone's presence, and through physical touch, it feels good. Your body is releasing so much of oxytocin, feeling good hormone. And when I think of all the animals who are prey, they don't overanalyze a plan, in advance, the ways they're going to outsmart the predator in the future. When the threat approaches, their fight or flight kicks in. When the threat is gone, they just go back to grazing without a thought in mind about the predator. And we need to stop dwelling in a space of fear of the future, fear of or even regret of the past. When the threat doesn't exist, that's the breeding ground for stress, for anxiety, for pain, for depression, for regret, for guilt, for shame. Zebras, they do not look at tigers and wish they could hunt like tigers. We need to accept ourselves as we are. We need to know our weaknesses. We need to know our strength and also embrace our unique beauty, our unique gifts. Also embrace our weaknesses and imperfections. When I look at the beautiful trees around me, I realize there's so much to learn from trees. As all seasons change, we learn a lot about acceptance. We learn about non-resistance. Like a green leaf doesn't resist turning red when autumn approaches. Trees doesn't resist leaves falling when winter arrives. They stand deeply, rooted in the ground, with a vulnerability out in the open and branches spread wide, surrendering to the universe. And there's so much of faith, there's so much trust. It's like, do what you will with me. I trust it is for my highest good. And Also, trees, they don't compare themselves to other trees as humans do. And the only thing we need to compare our growth to is who we were yesterday, not to the growth of another. Because everyone is different, everyone is unique in their own way. And sometimes when I look at the vastness of the ocean, I realize it can't exist without each particle of water. Each of us, human beings, we play our part in humanity. We're all one small part of the greater whole. And I remember last time I was looking at the vastness of the sky, and I was wondering, I've never seen two birds run into each other when they're flying in a flock. Why is it that, like, if they never talk to each other, why is that? I've never seen that. Like, I realized that true communication doesn't always need words. Body language, sensing others' energy, sensing others' tone, can say much more than the actual words we speak. At all times, we are communicating through our thoughts, through our energy that we dispel. And we should be very mindful of our thoughts, as the energy behind them affect others and affects the world as well. Because whatever vibes you're getting from your body, the sensation in your body is trying to tell you something. We need to pay close attention. Now, when I look at birds flying, I see the limitless freedom and potential available to us. It's as if we release all the doubts and fears and limitation, it's as if we're flying for the first time, and it can be really scary. But without the risk of the first flight, we won't find the internal freedom we want. And we must dare to take our feet off the ground, spread our wings, soar and shine our bright light. And sometimes it's okay to feel scared. Just be with the fear, welcome it, observe how it thinks that the fear is thinking that it's protecting you, it's keeping you safe. Just listen to the message that this fear has for you. And once you learn it, then choose to release it once and for all. Just let it go. Yeah, I know it's easier said than done, but until you face it, until you confront it, it will always bully you. Remember this, fear is an emotion. You need to confront it. Okay? And even when I look at the sky, I realize that no matter what storms are passing, I know it's always temporary, because beyond the clouds, the sky is always blue and the sun is always shining. So when sometimes, at night, I'll just watch the night sky, and the dark night, I just realize how darkness is important, is necessary to appreciate the light. We need to experience the opposite of what we want so we can appreciate, we can experience the thing that we want. And even when looking at the sky, at the clouds, like each time when I'm having something that is not serving me, a thought, I know that these thoughts too shall pass. It's the same thing, when I have any kind of thought that arises in my mind, I don't entertain them, I don't resist them or ignore them or feed them. I just observe them as if I'm watching clouds going, passing, just coming and going. I don't resist the clouds, I fly through them. Then I know it will not bother me. But if I resist, if I fight it, I'm going to get more of it. And even when I look at the stars, I see how they bring beauty. I see how they bring light in the darkness, and instead of succumbing to the darkness of the world, let us be one of the radiant stars that shines their bright inner light. And as we inspire others to be stars, we can light up the night sky with our intentional beams of starlight. Even sometimes when I'm outside and I feel the wind on my face, and I know that not all things that exist can be seen, not all things that exist can be heard. Some things need to be felt. Let us not be limited to our five senses. Let us use our intuition, our gut feeling, and develop the practice of believing in the things that we feel. Even when I watch the beautiful colors of a sunrise or sunset, how it shows colors that vibrate energy and have the power to elicit certain emotions, certain feelings, and it feels it's so beautiful. Let us all be mindful about the colors that we surround ourselves with. And every day I will just go outside, look at my beautiful garden and all these beautiful plants, and how those plants, they're so collaborative. They share resources with their neighbors. They warn each other of any threats that's coming. They're patient. They conserve their energy until the time is just right to start growing. And plants are resilient. Some of them can be hacked down again and again only to emerge stronger the next time. And clearly plants have so much to teach us. What would happen if we really listened? And it's a question that I have long asked myself. Because learning from plant is like a teaching tool. I realize how important my environment is for growth. And I thought well, do we have the environment that the plant need to grow? And I realize that we plant seeds of hope today. We nourish them, and we nourish them with love, with attention, with the faith that our labor will result in fruits in the future. And we need to have faith in tomorrow. We cannot impatiently force a garden to grow on our terms. A seed will sprout into a plant when the time is right. A fruit will fall from the tree when it is ripe and when it is ready. They grow not because they are forced to, because they let go. They allow divine energy. They allow divine timing to run its course. Let us all be persistent. Let us all be patient and have trust in divine timing. And when I look at our planet Earth and how it absorbs our negative energy, how it absorbs the negative energy that humans expel, and I feel so grateful. And there are times when the earth and our bodies need to recalibrate and also dispel the negative energy that we absorbed. These mental breakdowns, hitting rock bottom, they will bring chaos, change, discomfort, but it can be the most positive, life-changing event. And sometimes we need to be brought to our knees to remember what we're grateful for, and we need to start on a new path, new life path. I remember a few weeks, a week ago actually, I was looking at the big mountains from my parents' house, how immense it was, and I was thinking of the many lessons to be drawn from them. Let us all stand firm, poised, and majestic like the mountain. Regardless of the external situations life will bring us, let us remain strong like the mountains do when faced with rainstorms or with water erosion. So our emotional guidance system should be tough like a rooted mountain, immune to the actions, immune to the reactions of others. And this morning I couldn't but notice those lovely, beautiful flowers. And I was thinking how we all carry a different fragrance, a different color and beauty for the world to enjoy. Flowers don't discriminate like who they share their beauty and fragrance with. They share with old friends, with all strangers and mates. And true compassion and love comes from sharing your beauty with all you meet. Even the universe has its own sets of laws that are not man-made, and it really like triumph any rule, any law, any limiting belief set by men. Let us figure out the universal laws and make sure we're working with them and not against them. And as we set sail in our life, we take sail for a calm stream. As our dreams get bigger, we're guided to a river with faster currents and more opportunities. And eventually, for our dreams to be realized, we must end up in the vast ocean. And we won't always have the protection of the river banks as our safety net. So to achieve our dreams, we have to lose sight of the land and we have to sail into open waters where there are unlimited possibilities for our dreams to manifest. And really know that anything and everything is possible. If you put your mind into it, if you put your time, your energy, you can actually achieve anything that you set your mind into. Just listen to yourself, listen to your body, to your mind. When I look at the beautiful flowers in my garden or anywhere, and what this symbolizes, they are our entire life cycle. They are our life cycle metamorphosis. And life is short. From the moment of our birth, we are constantly changing our form inside and out. Let us not resist change. Some of the most beautiful wisdom and changes occur as we grow older and transform from a caterpillar to a butterfly. Let us appreciate each phase of our life before we transform to a new cycle. There's always, when I look at the river, there's always like a natural undercurrent water. We have like the choice to either flow with the current of life or just paddle against the stream. How many times, I want you to ask yourself, how many times we just dispel our energy, creativity and time working against the flow of the universe instead of going with the flow. So let us throw our paddles in the water and let our boat take course in the natural direction of the current. We're being guided right now to go in the direction we're meant to go. Just like weather forecast, nothing is certain in life. We can't control and prepare for everything. On days when there is supposed to be sunshine, the rain may unexpectedly fall. So many things are happening. Let us not allow our mood to be affected by the weather. Looking to nature, looking to animals, we see beauty, we see wisdom in the simple, in the ordinary. And when I look at ants and bees, where they are they all are participating together to benefit all those in their community. Like we each have our own true calling that is best performed by each one of us. Each part is necessary for a better functioning family, community, nation, and world. Let us embrace this special responsibility, shared proudly with the world, and always do our best to help others in need. And I remember last time I was watching a documentary on snake. It was in India, I think. And I was thinking how it's necessary to shed our own skin and personality to allow an improved and better version of ourselves to emerge. And also when I watch rain falling, I see how amazing it is that water is required to cleanse negativity in the world, and it allows a space of clarity. And it is through showering and soaking in a tub that we clear our bodies from the stagnant negative energy of yesterday and also replenish our positive energy. We shower with the intent of cleansing our body, our spirit, and our mind. And it's okay sometimes to, sometimes we're just doing and doing. We don't stop. We don't take a pose just to breathe. It's okay to be a human being instead of a human doing. Don't get me wrong. I love days where I'm so productive and I get a bunch of important things done. But nature teaches us that we should also kick back. We should watch the world turn sometimes. We should just be, recharge our batteries and return fresh. You'll return with a better perspective when you just be. Nature teaches us that bad stuff is inevitable, but it is inevitably followed by something lovely. Nature teaches us that the best thing is free. And nature doesn't hurry, but everything is accomplished. When you spend time in the forest or near the sea, you really notice that nature doesn't seem to be in that much of a hurry. The squirrels, they move at their own pace. The birds fly as fast as they feel like. Plants, they're just there doing what plants do. And I think plant tells us something about the power of nature to inspire us to think about our place on the planet. And nature has an endless amount of patience. None of it is rushed. And yet, so often we rush ourselves like maniacs. Just stop for a minute. Pause. Take a deep breath in. Do some self-introspection. Instead of blaming it why you're unhappy, why somebody's not making you happy, just realize that happiness is inside you. It's not something that you read. Okay, I'm sure you've read it so many times. It's inside. If you want to be happy, just go inside. But it's truly inside of you. And even during a storm, nature is always at peace. Nature brings solace in all troubles, and the best remedy to those who are sad, who are fearful, lonely, unhappy is to go outside, somewhere where they can be quiet, alone with nature, with God, with universe, because only then do you feel that all is as it should be, and that universe or God wishes to see people happy amidst the simple beauty of nature. And nature doesn't need anything. It is content with itself. I want you to think about how many things you've got. You've got your health. You've got, even though there are so many chaos going on around the world, but still just if you can just be happy, content with what you have, you're going to attract so much of abundance. Nature teaches us that everything has a purpose. Human ego tends to think of things in nature as being useful for us, or maybe useless in general. Truly observing nature teaches us that everything under heaven has its own purpose, and we should value what each creature does, even if it doesn't help our own survival. Nature reminds us that beauty exists within ourselves. Thought we travel the whole world over to find the beautiful, but we already have it within. Nature is powerful. Nature is wise in its silence. Trees, flowers, grass, they grow in silence. See the stars, see the moon, see the sun, they all move in silence. Nature also thrives on freedom. Nature thrills with simplicity. How easy, how simple it is to live when you see the simple blue of the sky with its white clouds. Such a pleasant thing to behold, a thing of beauty that thrills you every time that you care to look at the sky, at the clouds. And really, nature is a source of endless inspiration. And also, so many things are happening in the world nowadays, and nature has an ability to not only heal itself after a storm, but all living things around and in it. So like I was saying before, nature reminds us that it's time to just be. It's sometimes better than doing, and it's very powerful when you just be. And also, growth is not really a given. Think about how you'd react if you saw nature. If you saw one of the plants in your house, in your home or garden struggling, you'd probably maybe rack your brain thinking about what you did wrong, if you gave it more or less water, or if it's getting enough sunlight, or you're just asking yourself what it could need, or like you wouldn't blame the issue on the plant itself, but I want you to think, like, do you extend the same courtesy to other people that you see in distress? We'd all be well served to extend the same philosophy of care to our community that we do to our greenery, right? Just as we don't expect plants to survive without water, without sunlight, we can't assume people will grow without proper support. We need each other. And through industrial agriculture, it's like industrial agriculture has made use to seeing, like, so many plants. We've seen so many plants that wants to grow alongside different species. You see, when you place like corn, beans and pumpkin together to grow, they all share like resources with each other. Like the tall corn provides space for the bean vines to climb. The beans impart the soil with essential nutrients, and the pumpkin seeds or the pumpkin keeps the ground cool and moist. And every plant has something to bring to the exchange, and together they form a harmonious system. So when we take time to really learn about the natural world around us, we find it to be a source of profound wisdom, and plants are only the start of it. all of us are sitting with some knowledge that has lessons for us about how to be better humans on the planet, right? The thing is, we know so many things, but we don't apply it, we don't implement it. So it stays here, right? It's not about accumulating knowledge. You need to practice what you're learning. And we easily take this beautiful world and its many messages, many lessons for granted. Let us not wait for extraordinary moments to take our breath away. Look to nature. Let us look to nature and let us bring that beauty in all that we do and in every moment of our life. Like if you are tending a garden, you're looking after your plants, you are folding laundry, consoling your child having a tantrum, you're cooking a meal, you're watching TV, whatever it is you're doing, just be mindful. And all regular tasks take on a sacred quality when we perform them with a total involvement, with acceptance or with love. So I'd like you, if you can, just write down below what is one lesson nature has taught you. And you can share it with us in the comment section below. Okay. Thank you so much. You have a beautiful day. And if you can spend some time in nature, like go outside and just look around you. Hug trees. Trees got so much of good energy. You can even build a relationship with your trees. Just hug your trees and just say, like, any concern that you're having, any fears that you're having, when you're hugging the trees, you just say thank you for taking all the bad vibes, bad energy, everything that I've picked up from the environment. And just saying thank you is enough. When you look up, you just say thank you. That's it. You wake up each and every time, you just say thank you. Thank you, universe. Thank you, God. Thank you, divine. Whoever you believe in. Thank you, trees. Thank you, plants. So, if you can develop this practice every single day, you wake up, you go outside. First, you do grounding, because when you do grounding, your body, if it has inflammation or pain, when you do grounding, there's lots of electrons in the on Earth. So when you do grounding, your body feels more grounded, more centered. Okay, and you do grounding first. So you walk barefoot. Second, you're just doing an exercise while walking. You do mindful walk. Third, you breathe. So you can breathe in 4. Then you hold your breath 4. You breathe out 4, and then you hold your breath 4. It's called the box breathing. Very effective if you have anxiety, if you have lots of negative thoughts. And then sunlight. Very important to have vitamin D in your body. Okay, so these 4: exercise, that means walking, mindful walking. The second is breathing, sunlight, and then there is grounding. If you do that every single day in the morning, so it's either sunrise or sunset, your body will feel better. Because when you feel your mood is off, just exercise, breathe. Your body will send oxygen to your brain, and you'll be more productive, you'll be more focused, and you'll be able to you'll have a better, fresh perspective. Okay, so do this simple exercise and watch how your life unfolds, and also be very grateful that you're here, you're alive in this moment, and you're breathing, you're healthy. So thank you very much, and I hope you liked it, and I will see you in the next video. If you have any question, you can send me, and you take good care of yourself. Thank you. Bye-bye.